Hi, I'm at the IRO Magazine Global Forum 2019, and I'm here with Kurt Kuehn, former CFO and Head of Investor Relations at UPS. Thanks very much for joining us.
Great, it's good to be here. Exciting day.
And so you've been working in investor relations or closely with investor relations for a long time in various different roles. Can you give us a bit of idea of, how you've seen the profession change during that time?
Well, there's been quite an evolution. When I became an IRO and as UPS went public in '99, it was certainly not as well defined a profession. The sell side had a lot more power than they do today, and information didn't flow as much. So technology has changed, analytical funds, and intelligence analysis all changes it. But there's a lot of common issues: the ability to communicate clearly, be credible, and to know the business for the company you're representing are critical skills.
Great, and the change that you made is from investor relations to CFO. It wasn't directly, I don't think. There was other roles in between.
A little detour to running sales and marketing in between, which is kind of a strange career path, but
which can also be useful as well. But I just wondered what any particular skills that you think you took from investor relations that really helped you as a chief financial officer.
No, I think investor relations officers have if they're doing their job fully, have a tremendous number of skills that can suit them well for other careers. The ability to understand multiple constituents, to communicate credibly and concisely is a big skill that becomes more and more important the higher you move up the ladder. And so I think the issue is the IRO that's just a mouthpiece doesn't perhaps grow into that. So I think that one of the big opportunities for investor relations officers is to be, really give feedback to management on the messaging, to understand the company's strategy, and to be able to communicate it. And those skills are a lot of what it takes to be on the C-suite. So.
Yeah, I think those are some great tips for people who are thinking about making that move or would like to make that move in the future. Mm-hmm. And maybe finally we could talk a bit about your work on sustainability. First of all, could you tell a bit about what your role is at the moment?
Today I'm retired. I sit on a few boards, but probably the area that keeps me the most busy is I sit on the board of the Sustainability Accounting Standards Board, which is an attempt to build consistent information and build a connection between companies and their sustainability efforts and financial markets. For much of my career, I've been a proponent of sustainability, but frankly, a lot of sustainability information was greenwash. It was kind of happy talk from companies and didn't really give investors information they need. The big difference today, though, is that all investors are beginning to get increasingly interested. It's not just the social funds, but they have a huge need for consistent information year over year or across companies. And that's really what SASB is doing, is creating a limited set of metrics that investors want specific to 77 different industries. So it's really just creating consistent information, much like financial standards do, around sustainability.
Okay, great. And you worked on a sustainability report, sort of 17 years ago now, but do you think there's still sort of skepticism among CFOs about sustainability reporting? How sort of widespread is that?
Absolutely. That's still, that I think is actually one of the biggest opportunities for IROs, investor relations, to understand how the market is changing. The investment community is not consistent. They all are at different points of learning what to do with ESG, but there is a demand for it now. For a lot of years, there was a supply of sustainability information, but there didn't seem to be any demand. But in my position on the board, we work with 30 of the largest investment firms in the world. All of them are trying to figure out, how do I encompass this significant sustainability information into my algorithms? So helping your CFO understand that there is information that the market wants and that you can lend your credibility to it within your company to improving the information and to being transparent about those things that are important. I think it's a new evolution where this won't be the primary decision. You've still got cash flow and momentum going on, but the need for insights into the major factors, whether it's human capital, it's climate change impact, is going to be increasingly a part of investment decisions.
Yeah, and it'll be very interesting to see how that develops in terms of what companies are talking about and what investors are picking up on. But Kurt, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Great, it's been a pleasure.